We are recording. We will be going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. It is currently 8 a.m. like normal. It is 78 degrees outside, and I'm sure it already feels hotter than that right now. So, with that being said, traffic oh yeah, we got a high of 103 today, so be prepared. Make sure you have a water source with you, or if you're going to be working outside. If not, enjoy the nice, cool AC on the inside. So, just be prepared for some hot, hot weather. Now, that being said, traffic conditions going into Tulsa are pretty fair. There's no real issues or no congestion going in, so if you have not left yet, your commute should be A-OK. There's no real changes to the local calendar, so we're just going to hop right into our little movie review. So we probably should have did this yesterday when it was fresh on the mind, but we wanted to play catch up on news yesterday and try to get caught back up from being away for so long in Washington doing our Phase 3 stuff for officer candidate school. So, but yeah, anyway, when we got back, while we were away, of course, Deadpool came out. That's what we were depressed about. We go, man, we're going to miss Deadpool for 2 weeks. So, that sucked for us. But when we got back, that's the promise we made. I was like, we're going to go see that movie the minute we get back. So that's what we did. And I went with the boys, went with all my good friends, and it was a very good time. I really enjoyed the movie. If I was laughing from start to finish, so I think if you are of age and you have seen the original ones, you'll really like this one. I actually the first Deadpool was good. I was actually not that big of a fan of Deadpool 2. It was a little bit woker. Too many characters were self-aware in Deadpool 2. Deadpool's the only character that should be self-aware and breaking the fourth wall, but that's what they had. They were doing with all these other characters. They were kind of making them self-aware as well, which just it didn't work for me. So that was my don't get me wrong, Deadpool 2 was still very funny. But the problem with Deadpool and these Deadpool movies is the first one was actually written very well. It was a very good origin story, let alone a funny, but also a good film. And then the other ones were just written for the jokes, and including this one. This one is written straight up for the jokes. I mean, it's just joke after joke after joke after joke, and it's good. I enjoy laughing at it, but narratively, like I said, 2 and 3 are not as strong narratively as the original Deadpool. Now, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed absolutely every second of the movie, but a lot of what makes Deadpool funny is obviously his quick-witted humor, but it's also the cultural relevance, too. So I'm wondering how well... I think the original Deadpool has aged pretty well. I don't know how well the second Deadpool has aged. I haven't seen it in a really long time. I might have to watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it tonight just to kind of get a idea of how well it has or has not aged. But as far as this one goes, it's definitely a callback to the OG comic book movies. So this is before, like Iron Man and all, really took off in like 2008. There was that heyday of, after X-Men came out, every single studio was buying up the rights to certain comic book characters. So, you had all the X-Men coming out. You had Spider-Man came out and it was a big hit. And then you had a bunch of smaller films. You had like Daredevil come out. You had what are some other ones? Just some of the crappier X-Men origin films and things like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot.
There was a bunch that came out that time, and everyone was trying to like
capitalize on the Marvel really is the one that got the formula right, but I think the Critical Drinker said this really well in his review. He goes, they figured out what the formula was, but creativity and innovation died in storytelling with them because it was just like, this is the formula to make a good comic book character movie. And they're not wrong. It is. Marvel's success speaks for itself. However, there was a lot more throwing stuff at the wall early on, seeing what stuck, like with Daredevil, with Elektra, even, with there are some throwbacks in this film that are just like, I was shocked at some of the cameos in this movie. Absolutely shocked. So, I don't know. Should we even get into spoiler territory, or should we just kind of leave that to itself?
Well, I don't think there's anything that's too surprising, about it. Especially when you delve into multiverse.
We're like 3 weeks out too, right?
Exactly. They're 3 weeks out, and when you're delving into a multiverse, you can do like Spider-Man No Way Home proved that you can do almost anything. Doesn't matter what company owns it or what dimension it is. Like you can do whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the multiverse. It's not good for story or narrative. It's not good for stakes, because if you can just that's the whole purpose. Like the whole point is Deadpool. He's kind of hung up his costume, and he's working as like a used car salesman, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
because he got rejected he went to the Marvel Avenger universe and got rejected as a Marvel Avenger.
Yeah, so he's depressed, and he's hanging up the cape and the suit, and he's hanging up the costume, and he's just working as a used car salesman, which in itself is very funny. It's very funny, him being a used car salesman. And eventually he's having his birthday party, and then if you saw the trailer, the TBA, or what are they called?
TVA. What I forget what it stands for, but that's the multiverse thing that
if you saw Loki, I did not watch Loki. I haven't really watched any of the Marvel TV series shows. I've kind of seen reviews and stuff about them saying how they're really not all that great. But anyway, so they brought in this group from Loki, which is like the multiverse handlers.
They're the multiverse police.
They watch the timelines, and this guy goes, "Yeah, your anchor being or whatever, and your timeline died, and your timeline's about to be blinked out of existence." His anchor timeline being
it's him.
He thinks it's himself, but then it's actually Wolverine, and
it's
Logan.
Old Man Logan.
Yeah,
Wolverine.
from the last Logan movie that came out. So what we thought was going to be the swan song for Wolverine, like his arc ended, but no, it's like Disney's got no shame. They're gonna dig up that corpse and pull out every stop they're gonna use. They're gonna use it until they can beat. Again, they're gonna beat the dead horse. So but it's good though. They play the joke of that joke in there very well too. So it's very funny. I laughed the entire movie. Like I can't think of a point in the movie where I wasn't laughing. So, if this kind of suits you, if his Ryan Reynolds humor suits you, it's good. It's very funny. It's enjoyable, and it's fun. And but yeah, that's where we're at with this. And then you have Deadpool go in, and he goes to multiple universes, time hopping, trying to find a Wolverine to steal and bring back to his universe, and that's how the thing is. But the problem with this show is it's written for the jokes. Like, sure, it actually is a part of the narrative, him looking for Wolverine, but like the Wolverines he's looking for, I mean, everything that he does when he meets a different Wolverine, it's written for the joke, and that's not how you're, a good story, as when I was in college, whenever you're writing, so if you're writing a good story, take out all the jokes, take out all the funny stuff, and if the story still works, that's how you know if it's a good story. So I don't know if Deadpool would be as good of a story if they took all the jokes out. I don't know if it would work that well. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, it's still very funny. It's still very, very funny. But yeah, I don't think you would enjoy it as much if it wasn't written with the jokes in mind. So, with that being said, it is funny watching him travel the multiverse looking for Wolverine. And again, all the jokes about the different Wolverines he finds is very funny. So, but yeah, and then it's just chaos ensues when he finally gets a Wolverine, and then he happens to get a Wolverine that the multiverse doesn't really care about, and it's like, oh, why is that? And then it's him trying to figure out why this Wolverine is not the Wolverine you would want to take, and it's very good. It's very funny, and again, Hugh Jackman plays the straight man to Ryan Reynolds' ridiculous, chaotic Deadpool, and it works. It works. It's a lot of fun. It's a buddy cop film without the cops. They're They're both just two trained killers, essentially.
Yes, and yeah, it just plays off. It's a buddy cop film, where one's the straight laced one and one's the jokey one, and
Yep.
it works great. And like they wanted to work together. He's wanted to. You could tell that Ryan Reynolds has wanted to do this for years, and this has literally opened the door for Deadpool, like jumping in with almost any other Marvel character. Like if anyone has ever seen the comics, this could easily lead to a Spider-Man Deadpool team up.
Yeah, that would be a very fun team up to see two quippy characters like Spider-Man and Deadpool on screen together, and it doesn't even matter which variant of Spider-Man it would be. I think the problem with the Marvel Spider-Man is that what's his name? I can't think of his name. The kid.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man's very straight-laced. He's very trying to fill the shoes of Tony Stark. So he's actually, to me, he's the least funny Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, the other two were very quippy. They were very, very good Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire was actually the least quippy, and then you had Andrew Garfield, who was super, he was almost a bully. He was almost bully Spider-Man. He was so quippy. But it would be fun to see a Deadpool Spider-Man team up. But I don't know.
Absolutely.
We'll see. It'd be interesting to see because, I don't know if Tom Holland's Spider-Man would be the Spider-Man to
do that with
because, again, he's so straight-laced. He's so, I'm trying to be the next Tony Stark, and I'm the straight man. But I mean, it would work because he would be the straight man to Deadpool's chaos. But I don't know. Either way, go see Deadpool versus Wolverine. It's good. The cameos from old comic book characters from the early 2000s will absolutely shock you. Like, I remember watching, I was sitting there like, who else are we about to see in this movie? This is crazy.
Yeah, it was some of the old references.
Yes, absolutely.
And ones that have failed or just the franchise kind of died off.
Yeah, and that's here's another thing too. It's like I think a lot of the audience for Deadpool is a bunch of young kids, kids who did not grow up with the same comic book movies that we grew up with.
And now they're going to go explore and see what these movies were.
Yes, yeah, they'll go back and they'll watch old, I mean, I say old, early to mid 2000s comic book movies.
Our era.
Yeah, when I was in high school and maybe even younger, I guess mid-high and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, those were the movies. It's like, I mean, we've been following Hugh Jackman as Wolverine since 2000, 2001.
Yeah, whenever the first X-Men movie came out.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, the OG X-Men, the original Hugh Jackman playing, so that's how long he's been Wolverine. And we thought he hung it up with Old Man Logan, but no. They pulled him back out for all the stops.
Mm-hmm. I doubt we'll see him again unless Disney or whoever pays him an ungodly amount of money because he was sick of playing Wolverine. The only reason I think he agreed to do this was because of Ryan Reynolds.
Absolutely, yeah. They wanted to do a film together because I don't think they've actually been in a movie together
since the Wolverine origin movie.
That's right. Which
that was not the best movie.
Yeah, Wolverine Origins. I actually watched a little bit of it. I still think the opening to that movie holds up.
Where it's them
fighting throughout the
history.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Revolution, Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, when they both get executed. Yeah, him and Sabretooth. The intro to that movie still holds up, but everything else after it just kind of dies.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then but you need to go back. If you haven't seen all of the comic book movies from Fox back in the day, you have to be aware of them in order for a lot of those jokes to land. So if you're not aware of some of the movies or some of the characters, and you also need to know what Marvel characters are Marvel characters and Marvel character properties that aren't necessarily ones you would associate with Marvel.
Yeah.
Because there are characters who are Marvel characters that you don't realize are Marvel characters that will make cameos in this movie.
Yep.
And you'll be like, what? That's a Marvel character? I was, again, shocked when you saw some of the cameos that came in this film. Mm-hmm. But again, it works, and especially if you're aware of who... Not just of who, but if you're aware of the culture around these films and the older versions of these films. So, you will. It's gonna work, and again, it's fun. It's a fantastic film. I laughed from start to finish. It's not the best movie you will ever see, but it's definitely one of the funniest movies you will ever see. Again, I don't know if you remove all the jokes, if the narrative works as well. And yeah, that's about all we've got for you today. I just we wanted to do something fun, something reverent, because I really can't tell you the last time I had that much fun watching a movie. It's been a hot minute since I've enjoyed a film
Was
as
it
well.
that good though, or was it just because we went with a bunch of our buddies and we were just cutting up?
I don't know. Maybe we'll go. We could go see it tonight again, just to watch the heck of it, watch it again for the heck of it. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's gonna hold up. I just again, without if you don't have any awareness of the other films, it might not work as well because you'll be like, who's that?
Yeah, who is this character?
Yeah. But yeah, that's about all we got for you today. Just wanted to go over and have a fun little movie review while it was still pseudo fresh in my head, because it was a fun movie, and I hope I'm probably gonna go back and see it again in theaters because that's how good it was. So
said that we still need to go check out Twisters and then that new Aliens movie that's getting ready to come
Alien
out.
Romulus, yeah. But yeah, those are the films that we're excited to go see, and it's good to be back again. So that's about all I've got for you today. This is the Twins with the Owasso Live, and this was our movie review of Deadpool. So be sure to go, if you're of age.
It's
go
definitely
check it.
not child friendly.
Yeah.
So don't be taking your children to see this movie.
No, yeah, make sure that they got the 17 and up for a reason,
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, go check out the movie. It's very funny. You will, if you're like me, you'll laugh basically the entire time.
Yeah.
And even at stuff you wouldn't even think is all that funny. I laugh at all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's good. So go check it out. So this is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.